Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We're from grade 5 and today we will question about the implementation of the MongoDB. And before we play the presentation, let me introduce my name and my friend. First, my name is Galip Nugroho and my friend is the Dini Damayanti. 4 is the what is the MongoDB. MongoDB is one type of the document database that provides high performance and availability and easy scalability. And MongoDB is an object-oriented, simple, dynamic, and scalable NoSQL database.
Okay, so we go to section 1, Architecture Internal of MongoDB. Architecture internal of MongoDB, they have 5 layers. First is storage layer, second is MongoDB document data model, third is MongoDB query language and native drivers, fourth is data management, and the last is security.
Okay, first the architecture internal of the MongoDB, there are the 5 layers, and first is the storage layer. And what is the storage layer? Storage layer is the component of the database that is responsible for the managing how data is stored both in the memory and on disk. Okay, in the storage layer we have the white tagger, and white tagger is provide the document level concurrency, model, checkpointing, and comparison among other features. Second is the MAPv1. This improves the version of the storage engine and based on the mapped files. Third is the encrypted. Encrypted is the protecting highly sensitive data without the performance or the management overhead. 5. F4 is the in-memory. In-memory is the delivering the extreme performance coupled with the real-time analytics. And the last is the third party is the interface for all external service.
Okay, so the second is MongoDB document data model. There are BSON. BSON is a binary representation to store data as document in MongoDB. And the second is collection. Collection are organization for documents that tend to share a similar structure. The third is indexes. Indexes is special data structures that store a small portion of the collection's dataset. And the last is database. Database is a physical container for collections.
Okay, third is the MongoDB query language and the native drive. MongoDB provides the native driver for all popular programming language and frameworks to make a development natural. And the supported driver include the JavaNet, Ruby, PHP, JavaScript, Node.js, Python, Perl, Scala, and others.
Okay, and the fourth is data management. We can see the distributed database from the picture in this PowerPoint. First is for key-value queries that are based on the start key. The query router will dispatch to the query to the start that manage the document with the requested key. There are two types of queries. First is queries that specify range on the start key. These queries will only dispatch to start that contain documents with value within the range. And the second is queries that don't use the start key. These queries will broadcast the query to all starts, aggregating and sorting the results as appropriate.
Next is the security layer. In the security layer, first is the authentication. In the authentication, for the simplifying access control to the database. Next is the authorization is for the user-defined roles enable administrator to configure granular permission. Third is the encryption. encryption on the network and on disk. The last is the auditing. Auditing is the native audit log to track any operation taken against the database.
And we go to section 2, work principles and features of MongoDB. In this schema, we know that there are three in this work principle. There are database, collection, and document. MongoDB database is stored in Bison. It stores anything like string, integer, boolean, double, binary data, object, array, JavaScript code, and many others. The MongoDB database contains collection, just like MySQL contains table. Now, inside the collection have documents. These documents contain the data that we want to store in MongoDB database. And a single collection can contain multiple documents, and it is schemaless, means it's not necessary that one document have similar to another. Okay, we go to feature of MongoDB. First is flexibility. It provides a variety of data models. The second is power. Provide extensive functionality when switching from RDBMS to MongoDB. And then speed. Queries can be much faster than in a relational database. And the last is easy to use. Provide several configuration options and as much as possible not automatically.
Okay, next is the advantage and the disadvantage. For the advantage, first is the schemaless, second is the great flexibility, third is the content heterogeneous the data, fourth for the high performance, availability, and the scalability. 5 is the geospatial efficacy. 6 is the support the multiple document issued. 7 is the integrate with the big data head up. Next is the for the disadvantage. 4 is the use the high memory for the data storage. Second is the not allowed to store more than 9 MB in the document. Third is the nesting of the data in the VSON is also limited. You are not allowed to nest data more than 100 level. Okay, next is the implementation of MongoDB. First is the e-commerce products catalog, and second is the blocks and content management. Third is the real-time analytic and high-speed logging, caching, and the high scalability. 4 is configuration management. 5 is the maintaining location-based data, geospatial data. 6 the mobile and social networking sites. 7 is evolving data requirement, and the last is the loosely coupled objective. The design may change by over time.
So the summary of our presentation is MongoDB is a popular NoSQL database solution that suits modern development requirements. It has flexible schema, distributed deployment, aggregation, and low latency. Okay, so this is the end of our presentation. Sorry if you made mistake. Thank you for your attention and thank you for watching.